I'm doing good, and you?
If you're going to describe using one word the first half and then one word using the second half, what would you use?
I'd say inconsistent for the first half and execution for the second half. I feel like first half we just weren't on the same page. We were dropping passes, letting people get to the quarterback, things like that. And I feel like the second half we ran the ball better. We started making plays downfield, and they all just started complimenting each other.
What was this locker room like at halftime?
Yeah, I mean, everybody was still upbeat. I mean, the defense played lights out, so that was a boost for us. And we know the offense is going to get right sooner or later. So, I mean, we weren't too worried about it. We knew it was in the hole, and we had to get out of it against a very good team. So we knew we had some work to put in, but it wasn't too much.
Was there one play that made you guys say, oh, we got this, we're back in it?
Yeah, I think it was that deep pass to CD on the sideline. I feel like that really turned us up, and then we just started scoring.
Were you surprised the way Dak dove into the end zone for his touchdown?
Nah, Dak got that dog in him, so I know he's going to do whatever he got to do to score the touchdown, but I'm just glad he was all right. It looked like he landed on his neck, though.
Yeah. George keeps having highlight catches, contested catches. Does he ever surprise you anymore with this ability?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a surprise. I just like when I see Dak throw the ball his way, I know he's finna do something crazy. But, I mean, it's just a testament to his hard work and his God-given talent. I mean, he got stuff that you can't coach.
How much of a game changer is that when you have that guy in your offense?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I feel like we got 3 or 4 of those type of players on offense. And just having all those players, whoever turn it is and make a play, you just got to make the play with a number called.
And what about Brandon Aubrey is going to step up? That confidence level, where's that out to this team that he's going to come through in that moment and win the game?
Yeah, once we got past the 50, we started dapping each other up. We kind of knew, he's going to make the field goal regardless.
How much momentum does it give you guys going into a short week against Kansas City Thursday?
Yeah, I feel like this is probably the toughest part of our schedule. So, I mean, we're not going to have a lot of time to recover, but as far as confidence boost, I feel like it's huge. Playing one of the best teams in the league, Super Bowl champs, and coming back and beating them from 21 points down, it says a lot.
You guys have a season to start. Now that y'all have won, y'all have an opportunity to win the NFC East. So you just feel like it's
Yeah, that's huge for us, but we're just going to keep looking at it one game at a time. We ain't going to get too far. Because, I mean, the Chiefs, that's a good team also. We got to figure out how to stop them and try to make plays on their defense.
The defense has been scrutinized a lot all season. Just how proud are you guys on offense to see what the defense did tonight?
Yeah, it was huge because, I mean, like you said, people have been on them the whole season. So for them to go out and have a good game the way they did, I'm proud of them.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
It's amazing. But, you know, it's not a one-week thing. This is what we're going to do for the rest of the year and so on. Marshawn is with us. We love you, bro. And we're taking him every step of the way moving forward.
I know there's obviously a lot of difficult games still ahead of your schedule. What can a win do like this to spur you to?
Definitely a confidence builder, you know, just confirming the things that we've been believing and just working towards this whole season, you know, that we have the men in the room for the job.
Since we're never going to have the experience to have a sack like that in a game, can you just take us to the emotions of what that's like to have such a game-changing type play like that?
Man, it's like Mario Mushroom. I feel like grew 10 feet tall. It's amazing to be able to do it in a situation like that. You know, turn the sideline up and be able to affect the game in such a way.
In that moment, I mean, do you know, hey, that might be one of the biggest plays I've made in my career?
Yeah, but I know I have that ability. I've always prepared myself, conditioned in a way to be able to make plays like that late in the game, and to be able to have the wind to do it. So being able to finally do stuff like that, knowing who I am, knowing how I work, is awesome.
Thank you. The last couple games, it's not just about getting one in here, but what do you think is allowing the defensive line as a group to?
You know, definitely, I feel like we've been, even in like the past couple of games, there's been flashes of it, you know what I mean? And just starting to build some consistency in that performance. Like, you know, we can't be up and down every week if we say we're going to be one of the best D-lines in the league.
Yeah.
So, you know, starting to build consistency and put together performances like that week in and week out is something that's been important, something that we've been talking about, and getting our minds right, honoring Marshawn and just playing the game how he would with everything that we have, every bit of energy that we have.
It means a lot. Obviously, we played with a heavy heart today. Back home, and we had our moment of silence. We showed the tribute to Marshawn, our brother, and it was tough at first, but we knew we had a job to do. And we knew we wanted to play like him and go get this win for him. So. Yeah, I would say when we came out the first in the second half, we got 2 straight stops or a couple of stops, and then our offense scored some points or a good drive, and then came back and we got a fumble, recovered it, and then came back again on special teams and got a fumble, and it was like, okay, let's go finish this game out.
Demo had said there was some pretty good messages at halftime from your group. Do you remember any that stick out to you?
Yeah, our guys being leaders, guys like Osa, KC, Q. Donovan Wilson, and Demo. I mean, that speaks to the character of who we are on that side of the ball, and I'm very appreciative that the fact these guys are my vets. This being my first year, I got guys like that I can look to my right, look to my left, say, okay, let's go do it. It gives us that hope, belief, and that faith.
What was that message from them?
We've been here before. Execute. We knew it was going to happen. We knew that we was going to get to the second half, and if we play our style of football, they're not going to be able to score points, and that's right.
We talk about confidence all the time. How does the confidence feel now as opposed to pre-buy, pre-trade deadline?
Yeah, I think we're rising. I think our confidence is rising for sure. The week that we had last week, the game that we had last game, and then to finish out like this, I think going into this Thursday night Thanksgiving game or Thursday, whatever time it is, we're definitely going to be confident. For sure, but we know we got to execute. So yeah, we could have our confidence, but if we don't execute, it doesn't mean anything. So that's about it. Thank you.
Season potentially on the line. Why were you guys able to fight all the way back?
I think it's just a matter of us being competitors. This game doesn't end, so ultimately that clock strikes 0, and I think everyone knew that from the jump. And so it's just a matter of competing through the whistle, through the adversity. Guys made a lot of plays, and we just hung in there, and that's how you win football games.
Tyler, how much of a difference maker is George Pickens?
You see the man's body of work every Sunday. He's truly what they call a blue chip prospect. He's a different type of guy. He makes huge plays for us. He changes the whole field sometimes. And so, when you can score in 3 plays on a drive, you can win a lot of games if you stay ahead of the sticks.
When that catch that he had that set up the game-tying score, what goes through your mind when you see that ball go up? In the air?
When I see it go up, man, going downfield, I'm very hopeful. And I see 3 on the other side, and, I'm just like, man, that's his ball if he wants it. So, when he makes plays like that, it's electric for us as an offensive line. There's no better feeling than the ball getting thrown 50, 60 yards downfield and the guy making a crazy catch. So, yeah.
There's a guy on the offensive line has to do the dirty work. How satisfied are you that a guy like Brevin Spanford, who gets called on to do the dirty work, finally gets his first touchdown?
I'm extremely excited for Brevin. I think ever since Brevin has got here, I've really taken note of his unique skill set. He's such a big tight end. He's a dominant blocker, an aggressive blocker, and he's not a dude who's afraid to do that dirty work like you said. So for him to finally get his tud, extremely proud of him, and I'm sure there's many more to come.
What about practice going against All-Pro and 21 being All-Pro yourself? What is some of that competitive juice and translating that to the game?
I think it's huge for us. I think having a D-line as good as we do, especially interior-wise, is a godsend for us as an interior offensive line. The better guys we have, the better guys we're practicing against, the better we're going to be each and every Sunday. And I think, since he's come in, I've noticed stuff. I'm tightening up my fundamentals even more. And it's just iron sharpening iron, so it's great for us.
Has he taught you little things maybe about your own game that you didn't recognize that he would try to exploit in practice and you can then,
Quinn hasn't really taught me anything. Maybe I can ask him. But, he hasn't really taught me nothing. I think, I really learned through doing a lot. That's kind of how I am as a player. I learned through seeing and watching other people and, just, putting it into practice.
Who are some people that you watch?
Zach Martin, obviously. Zach is huge for me. I like watching Joel Bitonio. I like watching, Quentin Nelson. I like watching Aaron Banks. Just the lead guys at the position who really do the job well. And so, I can kind of take things from their game, at base, because obviously we're 2 different players and, we have different makeups, but I'm able to kind of use some of their fundamentals week to week.
So Tyler, the way the season started, of course, it wasn't the start that you wanted. Now there's an opportunity that y'all can actually be the NFC's champions if things go your way. So how's it feel to be able to bring the team to that point all together?
It feels great, and I think, where my focus is ultimately is on Thursday. This is a great win. Obviously, it's a shorter week, so we have to move on faster. I think we just got to keep stacking wins. That's the most important thing for us right now. We keep stacking wins, we'll be where we want to be.
Take us inside the huddle. You're down 21-0. What's the belief in this group that against that team, this team can come back and do what you guys have to do?
I mean, it's crazy to kind of think about it, but we're down 21-0, not because they're just overly dominating this football game. We're making a lot of mistakes on our side. We're getting in good scoring position, and then, we're just making mistakes. So when we started playing clean football, when we started communicating, when we started getting on our keys, guys were making plays. And I think that's what it's all about for us, is just being consistent in our execution.
Walk me through that game-winning drive that ultimately ended in
Ultimately, the defense made, they made hella game-stopping drives. They're stopping the offense. And we just got to get the ball back and get past the 50. That was in my head. We got Brandon Aubrey. He's the best kicker in the league. And it's non-negotiable. So, as long as we did our job, we got past the 50, we were going to win that game. I had the utmost confidence in that.
How do you guys celebrate this one knowing that you got to play again?
Tomorrow I'm going to be moving on to the Chiefs. As soon as I watch this game, I'm going to put it to bed, and I'm ultimately focused on what I got to do next.
Given the fact that you do have obviously still some difficult games coming up, but how much can a win like this spur you guys to?
This win is huge for us, and I think, week to week, every win is huge, but, it's an in-division opponent. Obviously, there's a lot of history. I see these guys a lot, and so, coming in here and winning the way that we did, through the adversity, through being 21 skunk, that's a real terminology. Normally, when you get 21 skunk, you're out of the game. But, to see the guys rally and just know that we got a bunch of fighters that are going to go to the clock hit zero, that's going to put a lot of people on notice. And I think the biggest thing for us is just being consistent in practice, consistent with our fundamentals, and consistent at getting better. It's huge. Them boys, to me, they won us a game. They hung in strong. They constantly put pressure on Hurts. They constantly stuffed the run game. And it's things like that ultimately led to us winning. Special teams came up huge. It was truly all three facets of the game coming together when they needed to for us to get this win. It took every single person, so yeah.
All right, thanks.